Hey, you're extremely good looking? Yes. You know, people often say, Damian, no. You're Damian Synadinos, the speaker. Oh, yes, that's me. Wow. Hi, I am a big fan. I've heard a lot about your talk, Word Smatter, but I haven't seen it yet. Is there any chance you could give me a little summary? Well, thank you. And I guess I could try, but it's going to have to be a very high-level summary since we've only got about 6.5 minutes left in this video. Or, I mean, until the bus or coach arrives. Bus, coach, whatever. It's just semantics. Exactly. Semantics is a synonym of definition or meaning. And meaning and definition are pretty important if you want to successfully communicate with others. And that's what my talk, Word Smatter, is all about. Like it says at Ineffable Solutions, Word Smatter demystifies, promotes, and uses semantics to introduce critical concepts that have practical impacts on testers, their roles, their responsibilities. What do? I am a tester. Wonderful. Well, have you ever heard someone say, testers help detect bugs, or testers don't prevent defects? Oh yeah, lots of times. And a lot of variations too. And me too. That small sentence contains many big ideas. But to understand them, it might help to first understand some basic concepts about semantics. In Word Smatter, I introduce a few of these basic concepts and then use those same concepts to deconstruct and analyze that phrase. Concepts like the box metaphor. Think of each individual word as a box, and the contents of that box is the definition of the word. So if you open the box, out spills the definition, which of course is made up of more word boxes. And then you could open up each one of those word boxes, exposing all the word boxes within those, and on infinitely. So if you imagine all of those infinite boxes were once initially contained in that very first word box, it might help you understand just how complex simple communication can actually be. Wow. Wow indeed. Here's another example. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Romeo and Juliet? Exactly. But is it true? Would a rose by any other names really smell as sweet? I guess. Okay, then what if roses weren't called roses? What if they were called skunk cabbage? Or what if they were called phlegm flowers? Honey, I got you a bouquet of phlegm flowers for our anniversary. No thanks. Of course, the words haven't actually changed the flower. But it is important to remember, while words don't actually literally change a thing, words are used to represent reality and can therefore change our perception of the thing. True. Anything else? Well, I use classic literature, pop culture, personal stories, and much more to introduce and explain many more concepts that can all help to better understand semantics. But how can those concepts help me as a tester? Well, first, it helps you as a human to communicate better with other humans. But beyond that, it helps testers better understand their role and responsibility as we use those semantic concepts to deconstruct and analyze the entire phrase, individual words, and the underlying ideas of the sentence. Testers don't detect defects and all its variations. For example, remember the Romeo and Juliet quote? Yeah, and how words can change our perception of things. Yes. Well, consider the words that we, testers, or anyone involved in the making of software, often use to label a program. We call them bugs, defects, maybe issue, but I'm sure you've heard other words too. Error, exception, failure, fault, flaw, glitch. There's so many words that we use to label problems. And they all roughly mean the same thing, and they might reasonably be used as synonyms for one another. But we should be aware that the word we choose to label the problem might also affect our perception of the problem. Exactly. Certain words might evoke certain feelings from certain people. And further, the word we use to label a problem might even have legal ramifications too. Ah, good point. Good point indeed. So you see, the semantic concepts in the first half of the talk can better help us understand and analyze the words and sentence in the second half. And I relate them all to big topics like relativism, causality, normative and descriptive statements, grammar, definitions. Those are some big topics. How can understanding something like relativism help me? Well, let's keep looking at problems. A bug is a bug is a bug, right? Of course. Wrong. A bug is subjective. A bug describes the relationship between someone and something at some time. Each of those factors is important. If you change any of those factors, it might change the nature and feelings about that bug. For example, this is a teddy bear. What? Why do you have... But it's not just any teddy bear. It's my daughter's favorite teddy bear. And of course, she loves it. But my daughter's friend Anna, she doesn't really care about the bear. To her, it's just another teddy bear. This example shows how if you change the someone from my daughter to Anna, the feelings about the thing might change as well. Like, for example, this is a blanket. What? But it's not just any blanket. This is Anna's favorite blanket, and she loves it. But like before, my daughter doesn't really care about the blanket. To her, it's just another blanket. This example shows how if you change the something from teddy to blanket, the feelings about the thing might change too. And finally, both my daughter and Anna will eventually grow up. And when they do, each might not feel the same about their teddy or blanket as they once did. See, this example shows how if you change the sometime from childhood to adulthood, the feeling about the thing might change as well. So you can replace any of those factors with things that actually matter in software. Instead of my daughter and Anna, consider two different customers of your application. Instead of a teddy and a blanket, consider two different bugs. Instead of right now, considering next week or next year. And all these considerations will help you see how bugs aren't absolute, but are relative to someone at some time. Whoa. Whoa, indeed. And ultimately, all of this is just to serve as a reminder and emphasize that words matter. Words matter. Word smatter. Hey, I get it. Yes, a smattering of words. So where are you headed? Nowhere. I just like to ride the bus.